Hello and welcome. Now, to publish your audiobook on acx.com, which is the other side of audible.com, you typically want to start with a manuscript of a book that you already have listed on either Amazon or on Kindle. However, if you have some form of audio or video software where you can edit multimedia content, like the program we're looking at, which is Camtasia Studio, you can start with an existing audio or video and you can turn that audio or video into a book and then turn that book into an audiobook. Naturally, the process is going to be slightly different than if you start with a manuscript. However, it is possible to go backwards through the process in order to get your book on Audible. It means then that you'll have an audio recording that you have completed and will be one that you can break into sections in order for people to listen to. And before you undertake the process, you're going to want to make sure that you understand the ACX audio submission requirements. Because the audio or video that you select, it needs to be without extraneous sounds. Now, we will cover this in another video as to how you do noise removal in this process. So when determining which audio you're going to use in order to turn to a book and then turn that book into an audiobook, you're going to want to consider these submission requirements. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, a question that often comes up when you're creating audio or video for the Kindle network or for audible.com is whether you can use private label rights. And so one of the things you want to take note of is going to be the content guidelines that you find in Kindle. And it states that in order to use content on the Kindle, you must be the copyright owner of the content. Now, it's stated that if you receive your book content from a source that allows you and others to redistribute it, and the content is freely available on the web, it will not accept it for sale in the Kindle store. In addition, your books should provide the individual purchasing that book what Amazon calls a positive customer experience. This is an indication that private label rights content likely should not be used on the Kindle network, whether you're using that content in an audio format or in a text format. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, to undertake this process, the starting point is going to be your multimedia content. And so if your multimedia content is going to be audio, you're going to start with an audio editing program such as Audacity, which is free and open source and available using a Google search. If your starting content is going to be video, then you are going to need some kind of video editing software, if for no other reason than to strip away the video that you're going to be using. You can use Screencast-O-Matic or you can use Camtasia Studio. Now, Camtasia Studio is more expensive, even though it does have a free trial. As of the recording of this video, Screencast-O-Matic has a lower price but also has fewer features. During this course, we're going to work with an older version of Camtasia Studio. And the reason that we're using the older version is so that you'll know that an upgraded version is not necessary to undertake the functions that we'll be doing in this course. And so we're going to start the process in Camtasia Studio, assuming that you have an existing video. And we're going to take that video and we're going to break it down to its audio file so that we can begin to use it for our audiobook. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, assuming that you're going to be working with video, what you're going to do first is you're going to pull the video that you're going to be working with into your editing program. So we're going to use Camtasia Studio. We're going to grab an MP4 video. We're going to bring that video into our canvas. Now, once that video is inside of our canvas, what we want to do is we want to pull it onto our timeline. And what that will do is that will allow us to see both the audio and video at the same time. So we're going to right click. We're going to add this to the point at the playhead. Now again, this is only Camtasia that works this way. If you have a different editing software, you're going to need to pull it onto your timeline in the way specified by that software. Now what we need to do is we need to strip away the video, because all we're going to want is going to be the audio. Now we can also, using Camtasia, we can produce this video over as an audio. So for example, one of the things we could do is we can go to produce and share, and basically we can create a production of an audio only file. Now another way for us to do this is for us to go to the timeline, to right click the timeline, and then to separate the audio and video. What you'll then see is that our video is here at the bottom, the audio is here at the top. We can then cut out the video by removing that track altogether. And you'll notice here that our video no longer shows because all we have now is the audio. Now we're going to need to be able to listen to this audio in real time as we make our edits. But basically now we have an audio that we can begin to work with in order to edit for our chapters. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now it's at this point you're going to need to take advantage of the project file feature of whatever your editing program does. All editing programs allow you to create a project file in order to not disturb the existing file and then make any changes into a separate project file. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to save your overall project. In Camtasia Studio, what we're going to do is we're going to save this project as a specific file. Now what we're going to do is we're going to listen in real time, and we're going to determine where each chapter should end. So let's assume that we listen to this audio up to this point, and we determine that our chapter ends at this point in the audio. So what we're going to do is we're going to split the file. We're then going to take out the remaining piece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to resave the new project file as a specific chapter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save this project as a specific chapter. What we're now going to do is we're going to go backwards in time. We're going to undo the last step. So now we have the remainder of our audio available. So what we're now going to do is we're going to take out the piece that we saved. We're then going to bring our file to our timeline. And we're now going to come to the next point that we're going to cut out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to split the file again. Now we've done chapter 2. And we're now going to split out this audio. What we're now going to do is we're going to save this as a new chapter. So we're going to take our project and we're going to save the project now as a new chapter. Now our project reflects our new chapter. What we're now going to do is we're going to go backwards in time, and we're now going to have another piece. We're going to take out what we worked with, and we're going to repeat the same process until we've created all of our chapters from our audio. So we're going to do now a split. We're going to take out the remainder. We're now going to resave this new piece as chapter 3. And basically, as you continue, you should then have all of your content broken into the chapters that you're going to want to use. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, as we have already narrated our video, what we need to do here is we need to add a chapter heading to this book. Now, what we need to do when we're recording is we need to make sure that there's 0.5 to 1 second of room tone at the very beginning, and then 1 to 5 seconds of room tone at the end of our chapter recording. The other thing we have to do is to make sure that we are reading the section header with each chapter that we record. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the narration tool. We're going to go into voice narration. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our mic is set, and we're going to start recording. And what we're going to do is we're going to read the chapter header. And so in this case, we're going to say that this is going to be chapter 2. And so we're going to click the start recording button. We're going to say chapter 2, and then we're going to let the recording end, and we're going to pick it up at that point. So now we recorded our chapter heading, and you're going to see that chapter heading recorded at track 2. So now what we need to do is we need to time out the 1 to 5 seconds of audio at the beginning of this chapter. And then we need to time in space for us to have our chapter header. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to line up the audio so that we have it end to end. So now we have a complete audio. We have our chapter header and we have our full chapter audio. Now we can actually edit out some of the beginning. And so we have a complete chapter audio. We can actually add out some of the information there. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure that there's going to be 1 full second here at the beginning of the recording. So we're going to slide this entire audio back. We're going to slide this one to the 1 second point. We can make sure and just line it up with our cursor. So now we have our 1 second at the very beginning of our recording. What we're going to do next is we're going to do some noise reduction work to make sure that the clips match. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. What we're now going to do is we're going to edit in the volume leveling. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come into our timeline in our audio editing program. And we're going to take the space of audio that we want to match all of the other dead space in the audio. So we're going to grab our clip so that we now are going to match these 2 clips. So what we're going to do is we're going to do noise removal on both set of clips. We're going to do what we can to remove any clicks and clicking. And then what we're going to do is we're then going to level out the audio. And so once we've done that, then we have a complete audio with a chapter heading. What we now need to do is we need to go to the end of the audio. We need to make sure that we have 1.5 seconds of room-based sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the end and we're going to extend the end. And we're going to extend it by 1.5 seconds. And so we'll click Extend Frame. And what we'll then do is we'll then place the duration of the extension at 2. We'll then click OK. And so now we have sound at the end, even though we have something at the end. Now we're going to turn this into an audio, so the fact that there's going to be additional video doesn't really matter to us. This is all going to be silence, and then we'll have processed our 1.5 seconds at the end of audio. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now that we have a completed audio, what we're going to do is we're going to save this audio, which is actually a video, into a project file. And so we're just going to come to the file area and we're going to save this project as our next chapter. Once we've completed this, we can do the same process for all of the chapters that are going to be part of our audiobook. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. What we're going to do now is we're going to produce our chapter audio. And we're going to do that in a batch job using Camtasia Studio. Once again, we're using an older version of Camtasia Studio. You don't need to have an updated version in order to create an audiobook. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our tools. We're then going to go to sharing. We're then going to go to batch production. We're then going to add all of the project files. Once we've done that, we're then going to click next. We're then going to create audio only, so we're going to keep this audio the way that it is. We're then going to click next. Now you'll notice here that we are going to finish and then it goes straight to the output folder, but we want to go back. And what we want to do is we want to look at the preset manager because we want to make sure that our settings match those of Audible. And instead of editing the existing audio only inside of Camtasia, which is the preset, what we're going to do is start a new preset. and it's going to also be for audio only. And we're going to do that by producing an MP3. We're then going to call this Audiobook. We're then going to click Next. What we're going to do now is we're going to choose the bit rate. And we're going to do that by going into the audio encoding. And we're going to make sure that we are producing at least 192 bits. Because again, now this is the minimum that Audible requires. What we're now going to do is click Finish. Once we do that, we're then going to click Close. Now what we're going to do is we're going to send the audio to a file so that we can upload from that file. So we're going to click Next, and what we're going to do is we're going to choose the folder where we want to send the audio. Once we do that, we're then going to render and then create the audio that we're going to be using in order to upload to ACX. So we're going to stop the video right here, and we're going to pick it up from the completion of these videos. Our chapter audios have now been finalized. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, this is a paid application, and what we're going to do is we're going to transcribe our audio. Now, you may have access to a free transcription software. If that's the case, and you can use your files, you want to use that software. We are going to walk through this process with Timmy.com. You should use the transcription software that is cost effective for you and that you're most comfortable with. What we're now going to do is we're going to start a new order. We're now going to upload the files that we just created. Timmy will then start the process. You'll then have a total of what your cost will be. What you can then do is you can then click Checkout. You can then place your order. Once your order is successful, then Timmy will begin to transcribe your audio. And what we're going to do right now is stop the video, and we're going to wait for Timmy to complete the processing of the audio transcription. Now, once the process is complete, you'll then be ready to begin viewing your transcript, making corrections, and then adding additions so that you can create the manuscript for your book. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. What you should basically have now is a machine transcription for your ebook. Now, this course is not a comprehensive course on how to create and have your book edited for Kindle. However, it stands to reason that you will want to make sure that your transcription actually reads like an ebook and that you have it edited so that you can put the best face on your content. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the transcript. And basically now what we're going to do is we're going to make this content into paragraphs so that we will have a readable book. So we're going to stop the video right here for this particular chapter. So once you've created your paragraphs, what you're going to do now is you're going to go back to your dashboard. And what you're going to do with your transcript is you're then going to begin working with your transcript. So you're going to select the transcript. And what you're now going to do is to download the transcript. And since we're creating this into an ebook, we are not going to include the speaker names. We are not going to include the timestamps. And we are going to output the file into a Microsoft Word document since that is what we're using. Now, of course, if you don't use Microsoft Word, you can place this into a plain text file. We're now going to click Download. What we're now going to do is select the file. We're then going to click Download. In this case, what we're going to do is we're going to exclude the speaker names and the timestamps. And because we're using Microsoft Word, we're going to output to Microsoft Word. If we weren't using it, we can output to a text file. What we're now going to do is click Download. And we're now going to click Save. What we've done now is save the first chapter of our ebook. We can now repeat the process with our other chapters. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go into the Kindle publishing application online. We're going to write in our title and we're going to write in all of the identifying information for our ebook. Once we do that, we're going to state that we're ready to release our book right now. Now, what you can do in order to create your document into an ebook is you can use Kindle Create to transform your manuscript into an ebook, and you can do that by downloading from this link. Once you have the application open, you can then click New Project from File. You'll then want to choose the type of book you're going to be offering, and then you're going to choose your file. Now, one thing you're going to note is that you're going to need to have all of your chapters into one file. So if you haven't done that, you're going to need to combine your chapters into a file. We're going to stop the video right here, and we're going to undertake that process. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new Word document. We're then going to insert an object. And we're going to do that from the text menu. We're going to insert a text from a file. We're then going to select the documents in the order that we want them to be inserted into our new document. So we're going to click on one, we're going to hit the Control button, and then we're going to click on them in the order that we want them. Now, for the sake of convenience, we reordered these documents so that they're all numbered in the order that we want them, so that it would be easy to look at them in order to click on them. So what we're now going to do is click Insert. So what you'll now need to do is you'll need to go back and add in your chapter headers. And once you completed the process, you can now save your new document. And we're now ready to resume use of the Kindle application. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. So what we're now going to do is we're going to go into the Kindle publishing application online. We're going to write in our title, and we're going to write in all of the identifying information for our ebook. Once we do that, we're going to state that we're ready to release our book right now. Now, what you can do in order to create your document into an ebook is you can use Kindle Create to transform your manuscript into an ebook, and you can do that by downloading from this link. Once you have the application open, you can then click New Project from File. You'll then want to choose the type of book you're going to be offering, and then you're going to choose your file. Now, one thing you're going to note is that you're going to need to have all of your chapters into one file. So if you haven't done that, you're going to need to combine your chapters into a file. We're going to stop the video right here, and we're going to undertake that process. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new Word document. What we're then going to do is we're going to insert. We're then going to insert an object. And we're going to do that from the text menu. We're going to insert a text from a file. We're then going to select the documents in the order that we want them to be inserted into our new document. So we're going to click on one, we're going to hit the Control button, and then we're going to click on them in the order that we want them. Now, for the sake of convenience, we reordered these documents so that they're all numbered in the order that we want them, so that it would be easy to look at them in order to click on them. So what we're now going to do is click Insert. So what you'll now need to do is you'll need to go back and add in your chapter headers. And once you completed the process, you can now save your new document. And we're now ready to resume use of the Kindle application. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. What we're now going to do is we're going to choose our file that we're going to be working with inside of Kindle Create. Now, the Kindle will then begin to work with your document in order to optimize it. Now, this is a process, and it will not necessarily be a short one. This is one that you're going to need to wait to complete. Now, again, this is not a comprehensive tutorial on Kindle. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to accept this document as it is, and we're going to get ready to publish it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click the Publish button. We're going to click OK to allow the document to be saved. We're going to save the new document. We're going to save our Kindle publishable file. We're going to click OK. We're now going to start the publish process. So now what we can do is we're going to go back to the Kindle website. And what we're going to do is we're going to upload our ebook manuscript. And Kindle will start the upload process based on our new document. Now, if you don't have a cover that's already created, you can use the Kindle cover creator. And what you'll do then is you'll choose a design, style and edit it, preview it, and then add it to your book. You can then choose a design. You can then save and submit. What you can then do is click Save and Continue. You'll then select your pricing and royalties. And once you do that, you can then publish your ebook and make it available on the marketplace. Now, it can take up to 72 hours for your title to be available on Amazon. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to wait for that process to end. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the ways that you can quickly create a cover for your Kindle ebook, if you do not want to use the Amazon system, is to use a template. And you can use that template in order to create a cover. And then you can use the same template and you can use the same theme and template when you create your cover for your audiobook inside of ACX. And so you're looking at a set of covers. Now, these covers come in the format PSD or Photoshop document. And if you have an editing program that works with a Photoshop document, you can edit it to suit your ebook. You're now looking at one of the templates inside of Photoshop. And basically what we need to do is we need to make edits to this template so that we can use it inside of Kindle. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change around some of the words. And basically by using the existing template, we can create a professionally looking cover where we have switched the words that were in the existing template to fit the title and the author of our own book. We can then save this as the file format, in this case either PNG or JPEG, and then use it to upload to Kindle when it's time to use our cover. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now on your Author Central page, you can use blogs in order to next to your Kindle ebook as well as your audiobook. And on your author page, you're going to notice you're going to see your blog posts, and those blog posts are going to be available as you create them. Now, if you currently do not have a blog, you can get one at blogger.com, which is free and owned by google.com. You can also get a free blog at wordpress.org. Or if you have your own hosting and you have a control panel or cPanel, you can create a blog for your site. And all you'll need to do is to go to your software area. Typically, you're either going to have a way to create software from within your software area. And what you can do is you can go into Fantastico, if you have it, or your software area. You're going to look for blogs. In this case, we're going to click WordPress. We're then going to install a new copy of WordPress. We're then going to choose a directory. We're going to write in a username, password, and email. In this case, we're going to simply name the directory WordPress. And our WordPress site will then be installed. What we can then do is come back to our Author Central account. We can write in our new blog address, and after it, we're going to write in the word feed and then a /, then we're going to click add. Then our blog will then be added to our author page. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the ways to promote your audiobook and your Kindle book is to use the Amazon Influencer program. And if you go to any search engine and you write in two words, influencer and Amazon, typically one of the search results that will come up will be Amazon Influencer Program. What you can then do is click on that link. Basically, what this program allows you to do is to create a storefront within Amazon with your own URL where you can put all of your products on Amazon together. In addition to this, you can place on that storefront products that you are promoting using the Amazon affiliate program. Now, the idea is for Amazon to connect with those individuals considered to be social media influencers. And so the starting point will be for you to click this Get Started button in order to determine if you're going to be eligible. One of the other things you can do before you do that is to click on the program FAQ. And you'll be able to determine the details about the Amazon Influencer program. What we're now going to do is click Get Started. That's going to bring you to this section of the application process. And basically, you can use any of your social media accounts in order for Amazon to connect with it to determine if you are considered an influencer so that they can give you access to their program. And so wherever you have the most activity, as well as the most following, that should be the account that you use. Now, one of the things you'll note is that both YouTube and Twitter, your approval or denial will be in real time. If you connect with Facebook or Instagram, that may take up to 5 days. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose the method that you want to use in order to get started in the program. And we will pick it up from within the influencer program. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, once you're inside of the influencer program, you should see that your influencer page is going to say active. And then what you'll need to do is you'll need to create your URL, which you will then connect to your existing brand or to your personal name. What you're then going to want to do is you're going to want to manage your storefront. And you're going to see a tab all the way to the right-hand side. What you're going to do is you're going to go to My Page. You're then going to click Add to your storefront. Now, you can add several things to your storefront. Now, in particular, what you're going to look to add is going to be an idea list. Now, before you add an idea list, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create an idea list from within your Amazon account. You're then going to need to go to your book page, and what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to add this book to a list. And what you're going to do is you're going to create an idea list. You're then going to give the list a name. You're then going to click Create List. What you're then going to do is to add to your storefront, and your list will then be added to your influencer page with everything else that you choose to promote. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, one of the ways that you can promote your audiobook is to do a promotional code from ACX. And you'll find this page under the Promotional Codes tab. Now, obviously, one of the things you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make sure that your book has already been approved before you can create promo codes. And what you're going to be able to do is to give out 25 free copies on audible.com as well as audible.co.uk. And when your audiobook is published, you'll be able to click this button that says Get My Codes. And you'll be able to follow the results of those codes here in this area inside of ACX. Now, the suggestion is that you send the promo codes to audiobook reviewers, get reviews from individuals that you are already associated with, as well as running a social media giveaway. And you will get and manage those codes here in this area. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, depending on how you're using your audiobook, one of the ways that you can use in order to promote yourself in order to generate revenue is to use bounty referral marketing. And what this does is it pays you additional royalties when you get someone to sign up to audible.com to become a listener through your referral link. So basically, what you'll want to do when your audiobook is ready is you'll want to make sure that when you're promoting your book, that you use your bounty link so that you'll get the added benefit of the sign up of individuals when they become audible.com members. And this is going to be individual to your Audible ebook and not your Kindle ebook. And as an aside, when you're working within your storefront in the Amazon Influencer Program, there are also other bounties available to you for you to promote from within your store. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. In conclusion, we've walked through the entire process of starting with a video, eliminating the video and turning it to audio, and then editing our audio into chapters. We walked through the process of eliminating noise from our audio, as well as adding in opening and closing credits. We've walked through the process of having our audio then transcribed. We then walked through the process of taking our manuscript and uploading to Kindle. We then walked through the process of creating a cover using an existing template in the PSD format, as well as signing up for the influencer program with Amazon. And finally, we looked at promotional efforts such as bounty referral programs. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.